The goal is not low cost per through play, it's high relevancy. High relevancy reduces the cost per through play because it's more efficient with the inventory and also sends a clear signal of who's engaging. Who's got some campaigns to optimize?
I've got stuff.
All right, well, let's look at it. Share your screen and let's go.
There are
Please launch some campaigns too for us to look at.
There are a couple of things. I guess we can start with this. I've been running 3 ads. I meant to make them A, B, and C, and they came out A, 2, and C. And they all have the same video. 2 of them go to the same page. When you click on it, the other one goes to a little bit different page. I'm never sure how to get everything I want to see in this one screen.
Well, you can change your different views where it says columns up there. Performance is the default one, but you can also create a custom David special view if you want.
Well, what I've been looking at is impressions and engagement.
Okay.
So, this one had 97, this one had 68. So far, this one has 11. It's only gone for a day or so.
Okay. Let's look at the creative itself. You can click on it and then get to the ad level, and then we can view it.
What do I do? Hit edit?
Yeah, you can do that too. Now on the right side of the show. Okay.
And
most of our students are reported to have attention challenges when they first come in, but most do not actually have a neurobiological attention deficit disorder. I remember a little girl, Raquel, who came to us at the end of 3rd grade with a new diagnosis of ADD, attention deficit disorder. She exhibited serious attention challenges in school and around homework. But when we tested her, we found that she was dyslexic. After a summer intensive program at the Learning Center, where she did 3 hours a day, 5 days a week for about 7 weeks, Raquel went from reading at a 1st grade level to a 5th grade level. She went on to graduate at the top of her class in high school and later from university with a 3.95 GPA and a degree in geologic engineering. The weak underlying neurodevelopmental and processing skills that are at the root of the difficulties can be identified and developed. Real and permanent changes are possible.
Oh, that's good.
So that's the video.
Okay.
And then I'll say, can we see that? Yeah. So this headline is "Don't Wait, Start This Summer."
Okay.
And I don't know if can you read this?
Yeah.
Okay. Now the other 2, the video's the same, the words are different.
Okay.
So they're not the kinds of videos you've shown me, but it's what I got.
That's good. Just put a thumbnail on it. That way people, when they're scrolling through it, they see who, what's it about. Kids diagnosed with ADD, or something like that.
So just a thumbnail on top of the video?
Yeah. Or the starting few frames have that. You can use existing video and, having it in the landscape mode will work okay. Generally, it's better if it's like 4:3 or whatever to work in mobile, but that's okay. I mean, you're positioning her as an authority and it was already recorded this way, so that's okay. And you have learned more. Okay. And what are you choosing for the objective?
Well, let's go back and look. Probably engagement, campaign objective, engagement.
Okay.
Is that the right thing to have chosen?
You could use that one for engagement or a lead ad, like for Cletus, or I'm sure Felicia. I mean, it can work either. Yeah, probably. Yeah, engagement will work because the video tells the story. So anyone who engages with that story, where they think, anyone who continues to watch is basically telling us through the creative that they also have a kid that has been diagnosed as neurodivergent or on the spectrum or something like that.
Okay.
You could try it. You could duplicate it here. Well, if this gets good engagement, then we can duplicate it to be a Facebook lead ad campaign. But of course, if it doesn't drive engagement, then it's not going to work well as a lead ad.
What is the advantage of making it a lead ad?
A lead ad is lower in the funnel, and therefore we're asking Facebook, hey, we want people to fill out an instant form on Facebook. Right? The difference between a lead ad and sending to a landing page on your website is with the Facebook lead ad, it's already pre-filled. And then they only have to add in whatever information you have for additional questions. So it's a better conversion rate, but because it's lower in the funnel, Facebook charges more for that traffic, often 10 times, 20 times more. When I mean more per impression. And you generally want to warm up the audiences a little bit so people kind of know who you are, or at least we're testing which of these stories work. Because even if you run just straight to a lead ad and our cost per click, cost per lead, cost per whatever is too high, it doesn't give us a chance to diagnose. So what we like to do is run several creatives that are mid-funnel and several creatives that are bottom of funnel, which is something that we've taught for years. It's called the 3x3 approach. 3 at each of these stages: awareness, consideration, and conversion.
Where would you put this ad?
This could be engagement or conversion, right?
No. Of the 3 kinds of...
Yes, this would be in the middle or the bottom.
Okay.
Top, middle, and bottom, 3 stages of the funnel. So this could work in either. But let's go back up to the campaign level and look at all the, remove the selection so we can see all 3 again. Remove the filters, You've got these filters, so those blue boxes with the selections. Get rid of those. Okay. And change the date range, maybe like last 30 days. Even though you probably just launched these. Left side. Okay, and then just sort by, in this case, I guess reach, which is going to be similar to impressions, unless you're choosing conversions. All right. And then go to the right a little more so we can see, okay, a little further on the right to see more metrics. Where are the other? We've reached spend. Where's the engagement?
It's not on this page. There's an engagement.
Go to, instead of for columns, go to video engagement. Okay, good. Now let's see how we're doing. So what we're trying to diagnose here, because these are engagement campaigns, is how many people actually stay and watch. In other words, they don't just bail out at the beginning or 3 seconds or a through play, which is 15 seconds or more, right? So let's see. There's barely any data here, but that's the whole point of $1 a day. You can usually figure out very quickly. So that first one there, it has 1 through play off of 19. That doesn't really tell us enough.
It's 24 hours, Dan.
Yeah. I'm just saying there's not enough data to determine anything off of that. And then just scroll to the left a little bit so we can see views. I think video views is 5 there. Just scroll to the left. You don't have to go down, just scroll over to see more columns on the left.
Yeah, it's not doing it.
We can't go over. We can move that. You can drag that. I want to see more columns on the left. You should be able to just mouse over and get more columns. Can you not do that?
When I do it, it's going to go to the previous page.
No, there should be a way to, or just shorten that column that says add. You can, when you put it over that vertical bar, you can like make columns wider and shorter. If you go over to the left, so can you see that column? It's like half. You can only see half of it says EO.
Right.
Video.
Right.
But to the left a little to the left, so you can move that, widen that, or shorten that other column. Now you're clicking on it right now. Yeah, you see that? Okay, yeah, but not okay. The one to the left of that. I'm trying to see a little bit more to the left. And we had those columns.
Well, there's a slider somewhere, and I just can't.
Yeah.
Here it is.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, there's different ways to get there. Okay, good. All right. Now let's take a look at our data here. This is the whole point of office hours. Is look at the data. Let the data tell us what's going on here, right? Not my opinion of like what video we think is better or whatnot, right? Okay. So let's walk through what happened here. So everyone else can do the same thing when they run engagement campaigns on videos. So first one, 1149 impressions, of which 10% turned into a 3-second video play. You see that?
Right.
112, which is average. We'd like to see 25%. The 10% is average. We want to do much better than average. And then we want to see half of those become through plays, of which you got 30%, which is average. So you got 37 people to watch for at least 15 seconds out of 1149, which is 3%, 4%, well, 3%. So we want to see basically 5 times that. And not just because that causes our cost per through play to reduce, but it's a sign of quality. Because Facebook's charging us for the amount of inventory we have. So you can see we spent $7.12 to get 1149 impressions, which is about a $7 cost per 1,000 impressions, right? A little bit less. But what we want to do is be efficient with those impressions. But at the same time, by being efficient, we also want to have high engagement. And this is where we and Facebook win together, right? We're using their inventory effectively, and these people are actually sticking around. And we want to do certain things to make sure people stick around, right? to make sure that it's clear, just like putting the big text over the top, who this is for. So this video, just in terms of getting the message out initially, which is not saying it's a good or a bad ad, it's not even saying whether it converts yet or not. We're just seeing whether it's even, being seen, is doing a little bit below average. So there's a chance it could actually convert because, of the 37 people that see this, you could potentially get one new student and say, this is actually great, right? But from an efficiency standpoint, we know we have to improve that. We know we can do better than that, right? So you see how I walk through that math, David?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I do.
So let's look at the second one. So what most people do, and this is why they fail at Facebook ads among many things, is they just put one thing out. It's like shooting one half-court shot and it didn't go in. And they say it didn't work. Well, yeah, you did one of them. And there's all these little things that we're checking for along the way, right? So look at the second one. 249 to 58, 25%. That's a little bit better, right?
But this second one?
Yeah, to 241 to go into 58. And of those 58, 11 stayed for at least 15 seconds. So, well, then again, this is like statistical noise because this isn't quite enough data to make heads or tails of this. But either way, they're charging us about 20, 25 cents to get someone. It's a little high. It's not that you want to, it's not that it's not, you were trying to go for the cheapest penny through plays. It's no, we're not saying like 24 cents won't work. It might, if we look at the math here. But generally with consumer kinds of topics, if you do a really good job, you can get it down to 10 cents. And the goal is not low cost per through play, it's high relevancy. High relevancy reduces the cost per through play because it's more efficient with the inventory and also sends a clear signal of who's engaging, right? It gives Facebook a signal. Who are these parents, right? And as the signal of these people who are watching, which they count as engagement, tells Facebook, let's find more people that are like this 37 plus 11, this 48 plus 1, 49 people. So you see how, David, whoever's engaging in not just like watching the video, but the through plays are a signal for Facebook to find more people like that. That's what Facebook's doing. Now you're initially bounded. You're bounded by the initial targeting that you set. So if you say parents that live in these cities or whatnot, certain age, then those are the hard boundaries. But within that fishing pond, Facebook's going to try to find people that are the highest engagement because we chose engagement as our metric. So this is what normally happens. This is average, but we don't want average. We want amazing. So I'd make a couple of these tweaks. Maybe Jill or you can make some other videos. Maybe you could try, I think maybe as simply as having the text in the beginning, or maybe try one with that mentions a city, right? Because there's nothing in the video, or I could see in the text that mentioned that this was Southern California. Or maybe it was there. I didn't see it.
It's not there.
You could have one that says, parents in Southern California or in Glendale or in Orange County or whatever the area is, right? Because you've got the 4 centers. Try to find one that works for Southern California. And then when that works, but only when that works, you can then create variations for each city, Northridge or you have, Irvine or, right?
Yes.
Then you can be even more specific. Parents in Irvine, right? You see how that's more specific? And then if that drives engagement of parents in Irvine who see this, like, oh, I'm a parent in Irvine. Oh, I have a kid who's diagnosed with this, right? Then if they watch the video, they stay and watch, which is a through play. That sends a signal to find more parents in Irvine that are like that, right? And now Facebook's targeting takes over because of the engagement that's driven by the creative. So the creative drives the targeting. That's the big change that happened 4 or 5 years ago. Even today, people still think it's about trying to be really, really specific with the targeting. That's not true anymore. You see that? So it's the signal that we're getting is not good enough because the input is not good enough, not specific enough, right? But you spent a total of whatever, $11, not very much, right?
Right.
$9. So, we've gotten a lot just off of $9. Facebook's told us a lot.
So if these were your ads,
what's that?
If these were your ads,
yeah,
the one thing you would try is putting a thing at the beginning. What did you call it? A splash screen, calling out whom the video is for. And other than that, you wouldn't add more money to these.
Thumbnail. Yeah, first few seconds. What I'm trying to do is make this super clear who I'm trying to reach. Who is this for? Very specifically, blatantly, obviously, explicitly. That's not obvious.
Okay.
People have to watch the whole video and even then they could think like, oh, okay, I'm dealing with my kid. It's like this, but I live in Chicago. Okay, well, How do I know this is for me?
Well,
This is
we are
probably the
targeted
biggest
in
thing.
3 cities, so.
Yeah, probably the biggest thing I see in local ads is people make ads like this and they don't specify exactly who, and largely locally, they don't specify what city they're in. So if there's a plumber who's, showing their guys out on the job, they don't realize it's a plumber in Easton, Pennsylvania, right? They have a plumber where? Dallas? No. What city are you doing it in? If you're a coach, Cletus is a coach. He's taking people who are in wherever they are in the US, right? So he doesn't need to specify the city unless he's driving people to an event, right? But you're a local business. Felicia's a local business, even though technically she can provide financial services to anybody, but it's still a local business because it's based on relationships, meeting people, this kind of thing, right? So I'd say just get a few more of these creative variations, ideally not just on this video, but this is a strong video. And let's try it as engagement, and then maybe try it as a Facebook lead ad campaign too.
Okay, great.
And this is what you do. The whole point of $1 a day is lots of little testing. So the beauty, David, is you only had to spend $9.79. Imagine if you spent $2,000 at a time. I mean, they would just that'd be blowing a lot of money to try to learn what's working or not, right?
I've been down that road.
Well, that's what people do because they don't know any better. The whole point of testing, it's nothing to do with Facebook ads or what I'm saying. This is just like the math of testing, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
It's
Cool.
great. Thank you.
Yeah. You could see, though, how people can trip along the way. Because all it takes is like not having a good video, not realizing that you have to make it local, not realizing that you have to pass back information for the conversion API, right? If you're, whatever it's, Kartra or Marketo or Infusion, whatever the thing is that you're passing it through, right? There's all, you just have to chain all these things together. You miss any one of them and the whole thing falls apart. All right, cool. Who's Felicia or Cletus or Maria? Who wants to go next?
I'm ready.
All right, let's see it, Cletus.
Yeah, so quick update, Dennis. I connected with Kartra. They do not have the conversion API ability at this time. So
Really?
what
They're
they
a major
suggested
platform.
is, so I looked at LeadBridge. They don't connect with Kartra.
Ah,
But Zapier does. So
okay.
I got Zapier set up to be able to do that. The only challenge with this particular ad that I'm running is on Kartra, it's not like, hey, on my form, put in your name and email and submit. It's because it's a webinar, they have to register for my webinar. And I just can't seem to capture that lead when they register for the webinar, because it's like a couple step process that they have to go through. And so I'm just pulling my hair out because I'm just not sure. So, they go to my landing page, they click yes, sign up. And then when they do, it sends them to register. And I just don't know how to have.
Okay. So what does
Facebook see
Kartra
this
say
button.
about tracking conversions? Do you just run it as a regular website conversion and you just pass back, or based on the pixel fire? There's another way to do it. I mean, we prefer.
Yeah.
Well, this is not even a Facebook lead ad. This is an on-website lead.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure how to do it. I guess I got to connect with them and figure out how to get it once they go through this process.
Okay.
How to capture this submit button.
I'd have to be like 99% sure Kartra is set up to track Facebook conversions, or they make it easy. If they don't, then their platform's backwards, but we can help you. In an ideal world, we're running Facebook lead ads, which is an on Facebook form, and that usually is 3 times more efficient because it's auto-populates, it's faster. You understand, like a Facebook lead ad where it like pre-fills the form right there versus clicking and going to a web page, waiting for the web page to load, and then that kind of thing.
Right.
But that's what we're doing here, which is a little slower, but it still can work.
When I do that, I don't know if I've done it before, Dennis. So when I do that, does it send them, like, how do I get them the information that they need? For example, if it's a webinar, how do I get them webinar info if they do it on Facebook?
How do I get who?
If I understand correctly, instead of bringing them to my webpage, just right on Facebook, lead ad, it populates. How do I send them the webinar information?
So with the Facebook lead ad, you're capturing that information and you're passing it back to Facebook and the CRM at the same time. But Facebook, the whole point of a Facebook lead ad is it's a hosted Facebook page. Facebook hosts it, so it loads immediately. And it populates with their name and email. You don't have to type it in. And so if you run a Facebook lead ad, there needs to be a mechanism to pass the information to you so you can automatically send them, hey, welcome, register, it's in 5 days, whatever it might be. And it has to pass back to Facebook. So Facebook knows who's a quality lead and kind of what happened to that lead disposition. Did they take a lower action in the funnel.
Got it.
So you got to do both.
Okay.
So
Okay.
lead ads
I'll
are
look into that.
effective, but it requires something where we pass the data, and most CRMs still don't understand this. Just
Right.
amazing. It's incredible. Like this has been out for 3 or 4 years now. Come on.
Okay. So as you can see, and I'll look into that, Dennis, but as you can see, it's
Yeah.
still only reporting one lead, even though I have 28 that show in Kartra. But
You have a plumbing issue. So actually, let's just give you Daniel's. Let me put you can just book a one-on-one time with Daniel. He'll help you fix this thing.
okay.
Let me copy this link and I will put it into the chat here. There you go.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
As it relates to this ad, I made the creative change that we went through earlier in the week, and it's been running since then.
Look,
just based on.
Do you see you have 193 through plays out of 700?
Mm-hmm.
That's 25%. David, do you see that difference there? That's great.
Okay. That's a good sign. Okay, good.
Actually, well, no, sorry. We went from 22, 18 to 700 to 193, but still, that's great. Still excellent.
It's about 30%. It's 3 second.
Yeah. So you spent, wow. Look, so, okay, now this is also what I was talking. Remember we were saying like the lower in the funnel you choose, the more they charge you for it, right? This is a classic example. It's not like one is better than the other. I just want you to see this. But you see where it says cost per thousand? You're paying $96 to reach 1,000 people. You see that? So to reach 2,000 people, or to have 2,000 impressions, you have to pay $200, right? David was paying $7 to reach 1,000 people.
Right.
It's not to say that his is cheaper and yours is better. So what's going on, Cletus, is because you chose conversion there, Facebook's choosing people who are higher income, more likely to pay money, this kind of thing. And they're charging you for it. So you better not waste that inventory because you can see the price of it is way higher, right?
Yeah. Got it.
So we
Okay, so that
love
makes
testing mid-funnel because if you want to test, try to test on the $7 traffic. And then when you have a pretty good idea, now spend the $100 traffic on it, right?
Right. Right.
It's not that one is better than the other. Like, oh, no, Dennis is saying just only spend money on the cheap traffic. No, test on the cheap traffic, right?
Right. Okay. So what you're saying is, albeit this being high, there's a good chance because of the demographic I'm trying to attract, it's a bit higher, willing to pay a little bit more type of customer.
Well, you're selling higher ticket. I mean, your thing's a few thousand bucks, right? Per person?
Yeah.
Okay. So how much is it?
$1,900. So 2,000.
Okay. So let's just say it's basically $2,000. So, you have one person to sign up for $2,000. If you spent $100 or $200 to generate that, that's a win.
Yeah.
Because you can see here, right? The 193 through plays resulted in 65 link clicks. That's about a 30%, a third of them went through. So of the 65, even if we had just one person, I mean, we don't know.
Right.
With webinar, it's hard to say what happens, right?
Right.
$3, like how many $3 clicks do we need, or how can we afford to be able to sell a $1,900 package? Well, usually most coaches are willing to accept like a 3-to-1 or a 2-to-1 ROAS. So let's just say spend $500 to sell a $1,900 product, right? So let's just say if that's the math of $500 and your clicks are 328, you're willing to, like if you can get one landed client out of every 130 clicks, that's a win.
It's a win. Yeah.
So
yeah.
It's so for you, if the math works out, I don't know, it's a matter of conversion, right? Like, is your thing compelling, and do you follow up with them? Does it fit their, whatever, like all these reasons on why people buy or not buy. But if that's true, if the math on conversion works out, then you don't mind paying Facebook or Google or whoever $100 per 1,000 times you show your ad, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Of course, I'd rather not pay $100, but that's just the math of what the traffic costs.
Right.
But overall, it's not bad. You were going for conversion, yet the engagement, you see, if the engagement isn't good, then the lead gen, the ability to fill out a form and all that's not going to be very good either. So I'm sure there's some kind of tracking issue. If you had 65 link clicks and only one person registered for the webinar, and the webinar was not a paid webinar, they just had to fill out a form, there's something wrong with the tracking here.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's some minor
So like
thing.
I said, there's like 28 that have come in.
Yeah. 28 out of 65 seems about right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll get a hold of Daniel.
It's just a matter of making sure that these 28 are good, right? If the 28 are good, then we can scale this out.
Right, exactly.
But you're saying like of these 28, most people, they weren't or since you did it last time, they weren't clicking or they weren't attending or something.
Yeah. Yeah. Last time 22 registered and nobody showed. So we'll see how
So
this round goes.
maybe something related to the fact these conversions aren't tracking could be related to the quality too. Something's goofed up there. I mean, maybe we find that all 28 of them come from Nigeria or something. I don't know, something weird, right? There's always weird stuff you find, in campaigns.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Thank you.
Cool. Who else? Is that a real background, Maria?
It is. Well, yeah, it's my gym in the house. Yes.
Oh, that is so cool. Wow, it looks so good. It looks fake. That way, like it keeps you fit, huh? So where you do Zooms and whatever, you have to work out.
Yeah, I will go in there every afternoon or evening and go work out.
Very cool. Hey, Felicia, you running some Facebook lead ads? No? Why not?
So I am probably spending more time trying to figure out what the heck I'm trying to do than I am doing. So that's really kind of where I am right now, is just trying to figure out, because I keep stopping in and out, which is not helpful because I forget what I had done and I forget. Yeah. So I just need to spend some time and just do some dedicated work. Then I could run an ad and do all that sort of stuff. So that's kind of where I am.
You're saying the hurdle is a technical one because you've been stopping and starting and there's these technical details along the way because of stopping and starting?
Yes.
Okay. And
yes.
Therefore it's not a strategy issue such as being clear on who exactly you serve and having a clear offer that causes other successful Black women to want to sign up and get coached in this kind of
stuff. I don't think that I think I've got that nailed down. It certainly has not been something I have been moving forward with on a recurring basis. I just, as I said, I keep stopping and starting.
Well, is that because you have so many other things, like you're the financial controller or you're doing all these events?
It may be because I've got too much on my plate. So honestly, I don't know what to do here. So I work on other stuff that I know how to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me give you two clear things to do.
Okay.
Number one, the thing we talked about last week, which is you start your podcast and you start interviewing these other successful entrepreneurs because you have a government position and you also are well connected and doing stuff for Black History Month and this kind of thing, right? Do you feel like there's anything, I think I asked you this before, but do you feel like there's anything that would stop you from doing 5-minute videos in person or just on Zoom with these other people and elevating them?
I could do
podcast host, talking about how good they are and why they're amazing and this kind of thing.
Yeah, I could do that.
Okay, so no stoppage, no blocks there that will, because like you said, if people don't understand how to do it, they'll just not do it, right?
Right.
Okay, so good on that one. So get those, whether it's on your cell phone or into your Zoom account or wherever it is, get those photos, videos into the Google Drive we created for you.
Okay.
Or wherever, yeah. And then that's number one. And then our team can help you with lightweight processing of that.
All right.
Number two is we want to do like what Cletus and David are doing with the lead ad. Or actually, can you even take on more clients? What's the pain point? I'm assuming everyone wants more clients, but what?
Yeah, I could take on more clients.
Okay. So I imagine the standard path is let's have a 15-minute discovery call to see if we're fit.
Yes.
Okay. So then if we can get, you're going to get these little snippets from clients as well as non-clients, but people who are high authority and respected in the area and this kind of thing, right? Kind of your ICP, right? The ideal client profile.
Right.
You can take little snippets of that and then turn that into a lead ad that then goes to, what do you have do you have like a Calendly or what is it for people booking?
Yeah, I use Calendly.
Okay, great. Then go to a Calendly and those will generate leads for you. So we just need a video. And didn't I make a little sample video for you? Just pretending
you
like
did last time yes, you did do a little video for me and then you told me to do it myself. And so what I was planning on doing today is doing the video. I just took the transcript and I'll just do the video based on what you told me to say.
Great. And then you can obviously do it at your words. You don't have to use my exact words. Say it your way.
Yes.
So basically, this is who I serve. And here's some of the stories of these other women. And what I'm so proud of them is because of this, and this, and this is what our program does. And here's what you need. This is Perry Marshall's if then else guarantee, right?
Right.
And then we take that, add in these other little snippets of you with other people, which shows it's not just you talking, but it shows like, oh, this woman, she actually knows what she's talking about. Look at who she's with. Look at some of these successful clients and people, leaders in the community. And then we turn that into a lead ad. So when we have those assets ready, then let's just say you could set up a 15-minute thing with Parker or Daniel, and we'll just set up your leads. Because if the technical thing is the daunting thing, because everyone has the thing that they're like scared of because of whatever, right? We'll just set up the lead ad for you.
Okay.
That way you don't have to worry, because it sounds like that would be a real hassle and you've been avoiding it because you don't want to learn all the technical details. Like Cletus has been willing to at least chase.
I have been avoiding it for quite some time. Yes.
Fair enough. So we'll just do it for you. But then I want you to understand that, once we set it up, then you can come in and look at the performance, because we'll chop it up into different ways and we'll see which of these perform better. Invariably, when you have 3 or 4 different stories or 3 or 4 different angles, one of them just resonates better. Who knows why? It just will. And we just need to figure that out. Which one's the winner? Yeah. Cool. Awesome. Anything else? Did Maria, you want to cover something?
No, I'm good. I'm in the Felicia's zone where I'm procrastinating and because I don't know how to do something, but I got some good information today.
All right. Well, good. Well, Parker and I are speaking in Orlando tomorrow
Oh, cool.
at the Home Services Growth Conference, and a bunch of big players in home services are there that do like basement refinishing and HVAC and pest control and whatnot. So we're preparing it'll be my first presentation in probably like 15 plus years where I'm not doing a live presentation. I'm having to actually use slides. I've not done slides in forever, so curious to see how that works. I've got to use a clicker. I don't even know how. So even I have stuff that, I'm like resistant to do.
Mm-hmm.
I got to run, Dennis. Thank you all.
All right. Good to see you,
Catch
Cletus.
you next time.
I'm going to run too.
Okay.
See you guys.
Yep.
And
Bye.
let's
Yeah.
keep up in the group. It doesn't have to just be live here.
So you had said something about a resource for us to indicate in the group that you could help us with Market Scale. Was it Market
Yes,
Scale?
we will
Market
create
something?
a profile for you, because I think, did I interview you? No, I don't think so. We had a featured interview of you, but we can still create an author profile, contributor profile. So the more interviews you have where you're interviewing other people or other people are interviewing you, the stronger your profile will be, because the more stuff we can show there, right? So we'll create one for you there, but it's only as good as what you put there, right? I mean, the site has got a ton of authority, but then what good is that if we don't put good stuff there and then link to it so it shows up? That's one component that can help trigger a knowledge panel, but just having that alone isn't going to be enough. So I'll show you. This is what it looks like, and we've been working on making it nicer, but I think the hotel internet sucks here, but there's a video that plays in the background, and then there's all of these articles and videos and things that you can put here too. And you can see the site is not like this is the only thing, but the domain rating 74 is powerful, right?
Okay.
So that's that. Yeah. What else was I going to show you? Yeah, I think the stuff we talked about, number 1 and 2, those 2 things I gave you, if we get those 2 things, then we should have enough to create a nice looking profile for you.
All right. Great. I will do that.
Yep. Because anyone who's selling services or consulting or coaching, they're going to Google you. And want it to show up nice.
No, we do.
I don't think we have a knowledge panel for you, do we? Let me look at it. Best ways to Google it. You're an author. I don't see financial literacy and empowerment coach. Did we build a personal brand site for you yet?
I have a personal brand site.
Oh yeah, there it is. Oh, it just doesn't have much on it. That's why. Yeah, here, I'll show you. Okay. So you see this?
Yes.
So it's not a difficult term. It's no keyword difficulty. There's not a lot of people searching on it. So no competition. Personal brand site ranks there, but it doesn't have much authority or much content here. And then your LinkedIn and Instagram, and then this other thing, but this group carries a little bit of power, but the page has no power. And these other like directories or whatever, there's no power on any. These are all zeros. Oh, we made a video here. Yeah, we did an audit. So this is just a way for us to legitimately pass SEO juice to you, but the site doesn't have any links to it. Oh, Did we? Oh, you know what? We just renewed our SSL certificates, but I don't know if we did one for this. Did you buy this domain or did we buy it?
I bought it.
Okay. Let's Encrypt free SSL certificate here because this is, you see that? Not every site has to be HTTPS. You go to GoDaddy, they'll charge you like $200, but you can use the free one from Let's Encrypt, which we can help you with.
Okay.
You probably don't want to mess with that. Okay. Yeah, because this site doesn't have any links. No one's linking to it. Did we not link to it? So what links do we have to it? Should be maybe one link from us at least. None of these links are worth anything. None of them. All right. So I think we repurposed a video featuring you, but that didn't link to you. Or maybe we didn't have your personal brand website yet. Why is that? I'm like Dr. House. I'm trying to figure out what's going on here. Okay, here. These are both the same. There's the video. This is our blatant attempt to link to you.
Right.
Because it goes to your LinkedIn. See? I think we must have done this before you had the site. Yeah. This one. No, okay. We need to actually follow what we talked about here. Yeah. We got to repurpose all this existing content. So there's a lot of stuff with you in it. We're hiring a ton of content VAs, competent ones only.
I don't know if you saw the email we just fired too.
Good.
Pay players only.
Elon Musk is firing people too. There's a lot of.
Need to fire more.
Yeah, I know. You need to hire more and fire more. Well, ideally, just not hire bad ones so we don't have to fire them. Okay. Yeah, you have these videos here. You got a lot of videos, but they're not being repurposed. None of them are showing up as links or showing up on the web. They're just here. Yeah, we could repurpose all this, but this is all content pretty much with just you. 3 years ago, you did the whole batch of these. But you were interviewed by a couple people. I remember looking at this like last year.
Yeah, and I've got some more.
These are long. Look at 30 minutes, 50 minutes, 34, 43 minutes. This is a lot of expertise here. Oh, and there's a couple of them that are very professional. Oh, these are more like landing pages. Okay, these are okay. Yeah, why don't we repurpose the heck out of this? No one's seen any of these videos. And they're put here, but they're not seen anywhere else. So it's like you made a bunch of these videos, but no one ever saw any of them. So it's as if you didn't make any of these videos. Yeah, we got to turn all these things into, well, these 20-second videos don't really count, but these ones that have meat on them, you have ones that are, 20, 30 minutes plus. Yeah, these should all be articles. If there's an article, if we repurpose it, you understand what I mean, Felicia, by taking this video and then turning it into an article, right?
If you go to Felicia Gopal, again, the site.
You're using Entreport there.
What I ended up doing is for some of the new interviews that I've recently done, I was waiting for my video editor to work. And so these are articles and podcasts that are coming that I basically took the interview and made it into an article. So there's probably another 20 or 30 that are coming.
Good.
So what I did is while I was waiting for my podcast editor to do whatever the heck he was going to do, I said, I've been holding on to these for a while, so let me just create some videos. Create some articles based on the content. So I used Descript and then ran it through ChatGPT, and it wrote, articles.
Okay, good. But this is failing our article guidelines. Here's these article guidelines, and you're a good sport about it. Here, let me just share it in the chat. This is what we show all the VAs too, right? So don't feel bad because everyone fails the first time. So what we're looking for is real experience, not stuff that looks like it could have been generated by ChatGPT or Descript. So ChatGPT and Descript are good at processing raw ingredients. So we want to have the raw ingredients. So when you put the actual video there, that's good. Your video editor's working on it. But if I look at these other pieces here, this looks like AI content.
Okay.
Because ChatGPT can just write stuff on whatever you want, right? So then when you have these videos, you repurpose them to articles. So good. We just need to tweak the articles to make sure they're done properly. And then when that article's ready, come in here and don't add all these hashtags and put a link to the article that repurposes the video. And so then they link both ways, right? From the article, we link to the video. You see what I'm saying here? It sends Google a good signal, right? American Dream who is Sofal Pettit?
That's the person I interviewed.
Okay, this one. Co-founder of, okay. Oh, look, Sofal Pettit has a knowledge panel. Does she have a site? Let's see.
I don't
By the
know
way,
if she
anyone that
has
you
a
interview, you should. She does. It doesn't have any power though. It's all zeros, pretty much. Cambodia.
Yeah, she was a refugee of the killing fields.
Oh wow, the whole Pol Pot thing.
Yep.
Dang. Okay, so she should. Anytime someone's on your podcast, they should be boasting about it. Why can't I? I'm trying to search for your name and her name together. Oops, has she shared it? No, she should share it. You know what you should do? Once we get it all fixed up and there's this beautiful article highlighting her, then send it. You know, your VA, your video editor, if they can double as that, can every video they finish editing, they can reach back out to so and so, or you can saying, hey, you know, your article is so good. You know, your podcast interview is so good. We turn it into an article as well. Here, share this across all your socials, usually LinkedIn, right?
Yep.
And on LinkedIn, you say, oh, it's such an honor to be on Felicia's podcast, right? And that would just send more signals. So when we search for you and her, right, you can leverage her brand. So she has a knowledge panel. You're on your way to getting one. This is pretty good. She's much stronger on Instagram and Facebook than LinkedIn, surprisingly. Maybe because of the book and the story, the whole Killing Fields thing. You should tell her to go claim her knowledge panel.
Okay.
So easy. No one's following her. I'll give her one. But like, look, you understand the whole thing with knowledge panels, right? Like here, claim this knowledge panel. She's not claimed it. See, when you see this blue button that says get verified, she hasn't claimed it.
Okay.
So go tell her this. Give her this URL. I'm going to paste into the chat. And do this with everyone that you've had on your podcast, because then you're adding value to them, and right? So this is their knowledge panel claim URL. And then if they don't know what their knowledge panel is, you see here, we're next to author in the triple dots.
Right.
Then here is the share. That gives us the link. That's their knowledge panel link. So she can click on that, and that will give this whole knowledge panel, which is beautiful. She probably doesn't even know she has a knowledge panel. I'm like 99% sure, because I've had this conversation hundreds of times, right? You say, hey, Sofal, was so awesome, having you on the podcast. And by the way, our digital team, you always want to say our team. That way it makes you look bigger, which is us. Our team.
Right.
Was looking at the content we created together and found that you actually have a knowledge panel, but it doesn't show up. It's not being triggered. She has it, but when people search her name, it doesn't show up. So you just take her thing. I'll just go to Safari where it doesn't have all this other stuff in it, okay? And see, like there's all this, right? I guess there's a stub here that shows on the right here, right? But wouldn't it be nice when people Google her, especially because she's an author, she's telling her story about, the killing fields and all the massacre, that whole thing. Wouldn't it be nice if this showed up?
Right.
Well, how do we get this to show up? Well, she's got to connect all her stuff together in the right way. And first step towards that is she has to claim that knowledge panel. So that means she comes here, clicks on this claim this knowledge panel, which is that URL I just gave you, right?
Right.
And then follow the steps here so that because if she doesn't follow the steps correctly, they're just going to reject you. And most people have no idea, and Google doesn't tell you where people mess up. They have no incentive to help anyone go through all these steps to figure out how, and this is what we have figured out how. So I'm going to put that here too. And then you could have a VA basically do this with any of your guests. Like, hey, it's so awesome. Loved it. I enjoyed having you on the show. And I just want to make sure that the story that you're telling in your book and that you told me over the podcast gets out there. And I noticed you didn't claim your knowledge panel on Google. You probably don't even know what that means yet, right? But it means getting verified on Google, which is free. When you get verified on Google, then it allows you to claim the knowledge panel, right?
Well, have I claimed my knowledge panel, Dennis?
Oh, I don't think, did we claim yours yet? I think you might not have enough stuff in it. Let's see. Let's go look. 24. There's one. So there's not much competition. Oh, you do have a full knowledge panel. Wow. Is it claimed yet? No, you've not claimed it either. So don't go tell her to claim it until you've done it first. Yeah, you go do that. Good grief.
Got it.
This is bad on me. I always try to make sure all of our people have these things. So you slip through the cracks somehow.
So is that something that your team can help me do so that I do it correctly?
Yes. How about, what do you say, go talk to Parker right now for 15 or 20 minutes and go through those steps. Or I could do it right now.
Does that work for you, Parker?
Sorry, my mic was off. Yeah, I can do it for it.
Okay, perfect.
Awesome. All right, cool. Well, I'm going to go do some stuff.
Felicia, I'll send you a message on Facebook right now.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you guys.